In this video, we'll be taking a look at how we can loop through a range of values. For example, whenever we are making use of integer arrays, like you can see over here, this is an integer array comprising of values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we are able to make use of for each loop, where we say in this expression as var val in vals, and then we just print the value. So if I run this one, here you can see the output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty easy. But if I have to do the same thing on a range, in that case, the option that I am having right now is like running a for loop directly. So this is what we have right now. Like I can write for int I equals 5 and then the value I less than equal to 10, I plus plus. But if you see the readability factor over here, for each var val in vals makes more sense. It's more intuitive compared to this version that we have over here. This is going to give you the output. So if I now run this again, here you can see both the outputs will be displayed. So the other one is from 5 to 10. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and top has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if I say that, let's change this thing and make sure that we have something on these lines for a range of values as well. So let's quickly comment this out and let's see what options we have. So one way to have a custom range syntax where we can just pass the initial and the last value in C#, we would need to create a custom iterator or extension method, because C# does not natively support this range syntax. So what we can do, let's see. So the closest match that we have with for each, over here you can see that this is the expression that I've come up with. Like we are writing for each var I n, then we have the initial value 5.2. So it says what is the end value that you would like to have, and here we are passing 10. So ideally this is going to iterate and print this number from 5 to 10. Now how we have achieved this, let's take a look at it. What we have done over here is we have created an extension method. Now that extension method name is 2. So here it says 5.2. So we are invoking this method, and here the initial value is passed and then the end value, that is 10 over here, is passed. Internally you can see we are iterating through the same old loop and yielding the result, and here the for each is able to print out the result. If I run this, we'll be getting the result from 5 to 10 for this code piece. See over here. But still, this is close enough, but not good enough. What if we can, write something on these lines? Like if I just go in and say for each var I n, and then we have the initial value and the end value as a range denominator over here. So we are saying that 5 to 10. This is more concise, more clear compared to this version that we have over here. So let's comment out this one and let's see how we can achieve this kind of iteration in C#. So for this, I'll also be commenting out this particular extension class that we have created over here. And to implement this for each version, we'll be creating a separate extensions class. So instead of having the class over here, what we have done is we have created a separate class called extensions. And here you can see what we are doing. In the extensions.cs class, we are basically creating extension method. The name of the extension method over here is public static custom int iterator get enumerator this range, and it's returning a new custom int iterator. Now this is an extension method defined for the range type. It allows you to create a custom iterator for a given range. Extension method, as we all know, provide a way to add functionality to existing types without modifying them directly. Now if we look at this line, public static custom int iterator get enumerator this range is an extension method that extends the range type. When you have a range object, you can call get enumerator on it to create a custom int iterator for that range. Inside this method, it simply constructs a new custom int iterator by passing the range object as a parameter and returns it. If I go ahead and comment this out for a moment, save this, go back to program.cs. Here, when I hover on this squiggly icon, you can see that it clearly says that the for each statement cannot operate on variables of type range because range does not contain a public instance or extension definition for getEnumerator. To overcome this issue, what we have done is we created our extension class, and inside that we created this extension method which kind of returned the getEnumerator, and that's how now the error has gone from this place. Now let's explore the custom int iterator. As you can see from the definition of it, the custom int iterator is defined as a ref struct, indicating that it's a value type and it can be used efficiently for iteration. It has two private fields, the current and end. Current represents the current value of the iterator, and end represents the end value of the range being iterated. The constructor that you see over here initializes the iterator. Let's explore this further. It takes a range object as a parameter and sets current to 1 less than the start value of the range. This is done so that the iterator starts from the first value of the range when move next is called. And here you can see this move next, we are doing current plus plus. The end is set to the end value of the range. The current property that you see over here, it returns the current value of the iterator, which is this value, current. Now the syntax might be new to some, so here if I explore this and show it to you what exactly it means, if you're writing it in this notation, public int current, this is equivalent writing it in this way, public int current get return current. So you can write this or this, it's all the same. Now coming on to the move next method. This method is called to advance the iterator to the next value. It increments the current property and returns true if current is less than or equal to end, as you can see over here, indicating that there are more values to iterate over. If current exceeds end, it returns false, indicating that the iteration is complete. So now, by defining this custom iterator and extension method, we can use the for each loop that we have defined over here with a range of objects to iterate over a sequence of integers seamlessly. Now, if I go ahead and execute this, again you will see the output coming up over here as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this time the expression that we have written matches or resembles close enough with the initial scenario that we took up for arrays. And this is much more readable, intuitive, and self-explanatory as well.